Welcome back to LMJ English. Today, get ready to be inspired by the extraordinary journey of one of the most daring innovators of our time, Elon Musk. From a bullied child in South Africa to the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX, this is a story of ambition, resilience, and dreaming big. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next amazing stories. Let's start. Early life and childhood. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa, during a time when the country was deeply divided by apartheid. His upbringing took place in a world of contrasts. On one hand, he had access to quality education and resources, but on the other he was an outsider, both socially and emotionally. From a very young age, Elon displayed an extraordinary intellect and an insatiable curiosity about the world around him. While most children his age spent their afternoons playing outside or watching television, Elon was buried in books, consuming knowledge at an astonishing rate. He was particularly drawn to science fiction and fantasy novels, with stories of space exploration and futuristic technology capturing his imagination. Authors like Isaac Asimov, J.R.R. Tolkien, and Arthur C. Clarke became his literary heroes, inspiring him to dream beyond the limitations of his reality. Elon's family life was complex. His father, Elon Musk, was an electromechanical engineer, pilot, and property developer who was highly intelligent but also had a difficult personality. Errol's strict and often harsh demeanor created a challenging environment for Elon, one that would later shape his views on resilience and self-reliance. His mother, Mae Musk, was a successful model and nutritionist, balancing her career in the fashion industry while raising 3 children. Despite her busy schedule, she remained a source of encouragement for Elon, supporting his intellectual pursuits. However, the marriage between Errol and Mae was far from happy, and when Elon was 9 years old, they divorced. After the divorce, Elon chose to live with his father, a decision he would later regret. He has described his childhood under his father's roof as emotionally difficult and even traumatic at times. According to Elon, his father was not only strict, but could also be manipulative and verbally harsh. Despite this, he found solace in his own imagination. He would often daydream about space travel, futuristic cities, and the idea of changing the world. Instead of dwelling on his loneliness, he poured his energy into learning as much as possible about the subjects that fascinated him. Elon's school years were far from easy. He was introverted and socially awkward, which made him an easy target for bullies. He was often ridiculed for his love of books and technology, which set him apart from the other children. The bullying was not just verbal. On one occasion, a group of boys physically attacked him, pushing him down a flight of stairs so violently that he lost consciousness and had to be hospitalized. Despite the pain and humiliation, Elon never let these experiences break his spirit. Instead of retaliating or seeking revenge, he focused on what mattered most to him, learning and preparing for a future where he could prove his worth through intelligence and innovation. Even at a young age, Elon's mind was wired differently. He had an incredible ability to absorb complex information and teach himself new skills. His natural curiosity led him to experiment with electronics and computers, often taking apart household appliances just to understand how they worked. His love for technology and science would soon become his greatest strength, setting the foundation for the incredible achievements that lay ahead. Early interest in technology. Elon Musk's fascination with technology began at an early age, driven by an intense curiosity and a relentless desire to understand how things worked. Unlike other children who played with toys, Elon was more interested in taking them apart to see what was inside. This natural inclination toward engineering and problem-solving was evident even before he reached his teenage years. His first real encounter with computers came when he was just 10 years old, and it changed his life forever. In the early 1980s, Elon's father bought him a Commodore VIC-20, an early personal computer with a tiny amount of memory by today's standards. While most kids might have used it for simple games, Elon saw it as an opportunity to learn something new. With no formal training and no one to guide him, he taught himself to program using a manual that was supposed to take 6 months to complete, but Elon mastered it in just 3 days. This moment marked the beginning of his deep relationship with technology and his ability to teach himself difficult subjects at an accelerated pace. By the time he was 12 years old, Elon had taken his skills to the next level. While other children, his age, were playing arcade games, he was building one. He developed a space-themed video game called Blaster, a simple but impressive game in which the player had to shoot down enemy spacecraft. This was no ordinary childhood project. Elon managed to sell the game's source code to a computer magazine for $500, an impressive feat for someone so young. This early success not only boosted his confidence, but also planted the idea that he could make money using his knowledge of technology. Elon's love for programming and engineering was not just a passing phase. It became his refuge from the difficulties of his personal life. Whenever he faced bullying at school or felt lonely at home, he turned to his computer for comfort. It was his escape, a world where he had complete control and where his ideas could come to life. The experience of coding, solving problems, and creating something new fueled his passion for innovation, one that would only grow stronger with time. His ability to teach himself complicated subjects at such a young age was a sign of things to come. While most kids were still figuring out what they wanted to be when they grew up, Elon already knew he wanted to change the world through technology. His early success with Blaster was just the beginning, a small glimpse into the genius that would later revolutionize multiple industries. Education and moving to North America. By the time Elon Musk was 17 years old, he had already developed a strong ambition to leave South Africa and build a life where he could pursue his dreams. Although South Africa provided him with a good education, he felt limited by the country's political climate and lack of opportunities in technology and space exploration. He saw the United States as the ultimate land of innovation and opportunity, a place where he could work with the brightest minds and make a real impact on the world. However, moving directly to the US was not easy, and he needed a strategy. Elon found his opportunity through his mother, May Musk, who was born in Canada. Because of this, he was eligible for Canadian citizenship, which would allow him an easier path to eventually moving to the US. In 1989, at the age of 17, Elon left South Africa and moved to Canada, with barely any money in his pocket. He had no safety net, no luxury, and no powerful connections, only his determination to make something of himself. Life in Canada was tough at first. To support himself, he took on a series of physically demanding jobs, including cleaning floors at a lumber mill, working on farms and cutting logs. The work was exhausting, But Elon was willing to do whatever it took to survive and move closer to his dreams. His hard work paid off when he was accepted into Queen's University in Ontario. Studying at Queen's was an important step forward, but Elon had even bigger aspirations. He wanted to continue his education in the United States, where he believed the most groundbreaking technological advancements were happening. In 1992, he achieved that goal when he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania on a scholarship. There, he pursued a dual degree in physics and economics, a combination that reflected his unique mindset. While most students focused on one field, Elon saw the connection between science and business. He understood that to bring technological ideas to life, he would need both innovation and financial knowledge. At Penn, Elon was not just a typical student. He constantly thought about the future and what he could do to make a real difference in the world. While many of his classmates studied for exams and looked forward to securing stable jobs after graduation, Elon spent his free time thinking about problems that humanity would face in the future. He often talked about three areas that fascinated him the most: the internet, sustainable energy, and space travel. Even as a young student, he was already thinking about solutions to global issues that would define the future. During college, Elon also demonstrated his entrepreneurial spirit. Instead of staying in a regular dorm room, he and his roommate rented a large house and turned it into a nightclub to make extra money. They charged people to attend parties, essentially running a small business to support themselves while studying. This experience gave Elon his first taste of managing a business, and it reinforced his belief that he could create something valuable from nothing. Elon graduated from the University of Pennsylvania with degrees in physics and economics. But instead of taking a traditional job or continuing his education, he had a bigger plan in mind. He had an idea for an internet company, and he was ready to take a risk. After being accepted into a PhD program at Stanford University in California, he made a bold decision. He dropped out after just 2 days. The reason? He saw the rise of the internet as the biggest technological revolution of the time, and he knew he had to be a part of it. Instead of spending years in academia, he decided to dive straight into the business world and start building his own companies. First, businesses and success. After dropping out of Stanford University just 2 days into his PhD program, Elon Musk was eager to take advantage of the booming internet industry of the 1990s. He knew that the internet had the power to change the world, and he wanted to be at the forefront of this digital revolution. Along with his younger brother, Kimball Musk, he co-founded his first company, Zip2, in 1995. Zip2 was an online city guide that helped newspapers create digital maps and business directories, something that was groundbreaking at the time. Elon and Kimball had very little money when they started Zip2. In fact, they couldn't even afford a proper office or an apartment. Instead, they rented a small office space and slept on the floor, using a single computer to develop their software. Elon often showered at the local YMCA and worked tirelessly, coding for long hours each day. Despite the struggles, he remained focused on building the company. His vision was clear. He wanted to create a tool that would make local business listings and maps easily accessible online, an idea that would later inspire modern platforms like Google Maps and Yelp. The early days of Zip2 were challenging. At a time when many businesses didn't even have websites, convincing newspapers to go digital was not easy. Elon and his team faced rejection after rejection, but he refused to give up. Over time, Zip2 gained traction, and major publications like the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune began using their software. The company grew rapidly, and in 1999, after 4 years of relentless effort, Elon and Kimball sold Zip2 to Compaq for $307 million. As a co-founder, Elon received $22 million from the deal. At just 27 years old, he had become a multi-millionaire. Most people in Elon's position would have chosen to retire or live a comfortable life, but Elon had no interest in slowing down. Instead, he immediately started working on his next big idea: online banking. At a time when financial transactions were still heavily dependent on physical banks, Elon saw the potential for digital payments. Using $12 million of his own money, he founded a new company called X.com in 1999. X.com aimed to revolutionize online banking by allowing people to send and receive money electronically. However, the concept was still new, and many people were skeptical about trusting a digital bank. Despite the doubts, X.com grew quickly. In 2000, it merged with another company, Confinity, which had developed a money transfer service called PayPal. Recognizing that PayPal had a stronger brand and a more user-friendly interface, the company shifted its focus to digital payments and rebranded itself as PayPal. Under Elon's leadership, PayPal expanded rapidly, becoming the go-to service for online transactions. However, his time at the company was not without challenges. In 2000, he was removed as CEO while on a business trip due to disagreements with the board and internal conflicts over management decisions. Although he was no longer leading PayPal, Elon remained a major shareholder. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion, and Elon's personal stake in the company earned him $180 million. This was another major financial success for him, but once again, instead of retiring, he started thinking about even bigger dreams. He had always been fascinated by space travel, and now, with the financial resources to make an impact, he decided to take on his most ambitious project yet: revolutionizing space exploration. SpaceX and the dream of space travel. Ever since he was a child, Elon Musk had dreamed of space exploration. Science fiction books and movies had inspired him to imagine a future where humans lived on other planets. Now, with the financial success from PayPal, he had the resources to turn that dream into reality. In 2002, he founded SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies Corp., with a bold mission to make space travel affordable and to ultimately colonize Mars. At the time, the idea seemed almost impossible. Space exploration was dominated by government agencies like NASA, and private companies had never successfully built rockets. Many people thought Elon was wasting his money on a fantasy. Elon's goal was clear. He wanted to drastically reduce the cost of launching rockets into space. Traditionally, rockets were used only once and then discarded, making spaceflight extremely expensive. Elon believed that by developing reusable rockets, SpaceX could change the economics of space travel. However, achieving this goal would require years of research, engineering, and financial risk. The early days of SpaceX were filled with challenges. Elon personally invested $100 million of his own money into the company, hiring the best engineers and scientists he could find. He and his team worked tirelessly to develop their first rocket, the Falcon 1. But success did not come easily. The first 3 launches of Falcon 1 between 2006 and 2008 all ended in failure. Each failure was a devastating blow, costing the company millions of dollars. Critics laughed at Elon, calling him reckless and overly ambitious. Many believed SpaceX was doomed, and even Elon began to feel the pressure. By 2008, SpaceX was running out of money. If the fourth rocket launch failed, the company would likely collapse. Elon was facing financial ruin. He had already spent most of his fortune on SpaceX and Tesla, and he was at risk of losing everything. But despite the pressure, he refused to give up. In September 2008, SpaceX attempted its fourth launch of Falcon 1. This time, the rocket successfully reached orbit, making history as the first privately developed liquid-fueled rocket to do so. It was a turning point for SpaceX, proving that a private company could achieve what had previously only been done by governments. Shortly after this success, NASA took notice. In December 2008, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to develop cargo flights to the International Space Station, ISS. This contract saved SpaceX from bankruptcy and marked the beginning of a new era in space exploration. Over the next decade, SpaceX continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. The company developed the Falcon 9 rocket, which featured reusable boosters that could land back on Earth after a mission, a breakthrough that significantly reduced launch costs. They also introduced the Dragon spacecraft, which could transport cargo and later astronauts to the ISS. One of SpaceX's most ambitious projects was the Falcon Heavy, a powerful rocket capable of carrying heavy payloads into space. In 2018, the Falcon Heavy made its first test flight, famously carrying a Tesla Roadster into space, with a mannequin named Starman in the driver's seat. The successful launch was a major milestone, proving that SpaceX could compete with traditional space agencies and even surpass them in innovation. Elon Musk's ultimate goal for SpaceX, however, has always been Mars. He believes that humanity must become a multi-planetary species to ensure its survival. To achieve this, SpaceX began developing Starship, a fully reusable spacecraft designed for deep space travel. While the project has faced many challenges, including multiple test explosions, Elon remains determined. In 2023, SpaceX successfully launched Starship on a historic test flight, bringing the dream of Mars colonization closer to reality. Despite setbacks and skepticism, Elon Musk has revolutionized the space industry. SpaceX has become the first private company to launch astronauts into orbit, partner with NASA on lunar missions, and develop technology that could one day take humans to Mars. Through relentless ambition, risk-taking, and innovation, Elon has turned what once seemed like science fiction into a rapidly approaching reality. Tesla and electric cars. While Elon Musk was making history with SpaceX, he was also working on another groundbreaking mission, revolutionizing the automotive industry. Long before electric cars became popular, Elon saw their potential to reduce humanity's dependence on fossil fuels and combat climate change. In 2004, he joined a small startup called Tesla Motors, investing $6.5 million and becoming the company's chairman. At the time, most people thought electric cars were impractical, too slow, too expensive, and unable to compete with gasoline-powered vehicles. Elon was determined to prove them wrong. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, was released in 2008. Unlike the slow and unattractive electric cars of the past, the Roadster was sleek, powerful, and could travel over 200 miles on a single charge, something no other electric vehicle had achieved before. However, Tesla faced serious financial struggles. Manufacturing an electric car was expensive and Tesla was burning through cash. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. Elon had already spent most of his personal fortune saving SpaceX, but he refused to let Tesla fail. He took a huge risk by investing the last of his money, nearly $40 million, into the company. At the same time, he secured emergency funding from investors and suppliers, barely keeping Tesla alive. Elon's gamble paid off. In 2010, Tesla became a publicly traded company, raising over $226 million in its initial public offering, IPO. With fresh funding, Tesla expanded its vision, focusing on creating affordable mass-market electric cars. In 2012, Tesla launched the Model S, a luxury sedan that would redefine what people thought about electric vehicles. The Model S was not only environmentally friendly, but it was also one of the fastest, safest, and most technologically advanced cars ever built. It won multiple Car of the Year awards and solidified Tesla's reputation as a serious player in the automotive industry. Following the success of the Model S, Tesla continued to innovate. The company introduced the Model X, an electric SUV with futuristic falcon wing doors, and later the Model 3, a more affordable electric car designed for the mass market. The Model 3 became one of the best-selling electric cars in history, proving that electric vehicles were no longer just a niche product. Despite production delays and supply chain issues, Tesla managed to scale its operations, building massive gigafactories around the world to produce batteries and vehicles at an unprecedented rate. But Tesla wasn't just about making cars, it was about building a sustainable future. Elon believed that transitioning the world to renewable energy was just as important as space exploration. To support this vision, Tesla acquired SolarCity, a company focused on solar energy, and developed advanced battery storage solutions like the Powerwall and Megapack. These innovations allowed homeowners and businesses to store solar energy, reducing their reliance on the traditional power grid. Even with Tesla's success, Elon continued to face challenges. Critics accused him of making unrealistic promises, and Tesla's stock price often swung dramatically based on his statements. The company faced multiple production delays, lawsuits, and even safety concerns about its self-driving technology. However, through all the ups and downs, Elon remained focused on Tesla's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Today, Tesla is one of the most valuable car companies in the world, surpassing traditional automakers like Ford and General Motors. Under Elon's leadership, Tesla has transformed electric vehicles from a niche market into the future of transportation. The company's advancements in battery technology, autonomous driving, and renewable energy continue to shape the future of the automotive industry. For Elon Musk, Tesla is not just a business, it's a movement to create a cleaner, more sustainable planet. Other ventures. While most people would be satisfied with leading two revolutionary companies, Elon Musk was never one to stop at just one or two big ideas. His mind was always racing with new ways to solve global challenges, and over the years, he launched several other groundbreaking ventures, each tackling a different issue. From renewable energy to artificial intelligence, Elon's vision extended far beyond Tesla and SpaceX. One of his major projects was SolarCity, a company focused on making solar energy more accessible. Founded in 2006 by Elon's cousins Lyndon and Peter Reeve, SolarCity was backed by Elon, who saw it as a way to reduce humanity's dependence on fossil fuels. The company provided solar panels for homes and businesses, allowing customers to generate their own clean energy. In 2016, Tesla acquired SolarCity, integrating solar power into Tesla's overall mission of sustainable energy. This led to the development of products like the solar roof, which replaced traditional roofing materials with solar panels, and the Powerwall, a home battery system that stored solar energy for later use. Another one of Elon's ambitious ideas was the Boring Company, which he founded in 2016 to solve traffic congestion. Frustrated with long commutes, he proposed building underground tunnels to create a high-speed transportation system. Unlike traditional subway systems, the Boring Company's tunnels were designed to accommodate autonomous electric vehicles traveling at high speeds. The company successfully built test tunnels in California and Las Vegas, demonstrating the potential for a faster and more efficient underground transit system. One of its projects, called the Vegas Loop, is currently being expanded to connect major locations in Las Vegas, including the airport and the famous Strip. Elon Musk also turned his attention to the human brain with the founding of Neuralink in 2016. This company aimed to develop brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, that could connect human minds to artificial intelligence. The goal was to help people with neurological disorders, such as paralysis, by allowing them to control computers and prosthetic limbs with their thoughts. In the long term, Elon believed that Neuralink could merge human intelligence with AI, preventing artificial intelligence from surpassing and potentially controlling humanity. Although still in the early stages, Neuralink has already conducted tests on animals and is working toward human trials. Recognizing the potential dangers of artificial intelligence, Elon also co-founded OpenAI in 2015. OpenAI was established to ensure that artificial intelligence was developed safely and ethically, rather than becoming a threat to humanity. The company focused on creating AI systems that were transparent, beneficial, and aligned with human values. However, Elon later stepped away from OpenAI due to disagreements over its direction, as he believed AI should remain open source and not be controlled by any single organization. Elon's ventures extended even further into the realm of futuristic transportation with Hyperloop, a concept for high-speed travel through vacuum-sealed tubes. The Hyperloop was designed to transport passengers at speeds exceeding 700 miles per hour, making it faster than airplanes. Although Elon never personally built a Hyperloop system, he encouraged other companies and engineers to develop the idea. Today, multiple startups are working on making Hyperloop travel a reality. Through all these ventures, Elon Musk proved that his ambitions were not limited to just one industry. Whether it was energy, transportation, space exploration, or artificial intelligence, he constantly sought to push the boundaries of what was possible. His ability to identify major global problems and create innovative solutions set him apart from traditional entrepreneurs. Each of these projects reflected his core belief that technology should be used to improve human life and ensure a better future for the next generations. Personal life and challenges. Despite his immense success in business and technology, Elon Musk's personal life has been filled with complexities, struggles, and emotional highs and lows. His relentless work ethic and ambitious goals often came at the expense of his personal relationships. Throughout his life, he has faced heartbreak, divorces, and intense public scrutiny, Yet he has always managed to push forward. Elon's first marriage was to Justine Musk, a Canadian author whom he met while studying at Queen's University. They married in 2000, and their relationship seemed promising at first. However, tragedy struck early in their marriage when their first son, Nevada Alexander Musk, died of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, at just 10 weeks old. The loss was devastating, but the couple later had 5 more children together: twins Griffin and Xavier, and triplets Kai, Saxon, and Damien. Despite building a family, their marriage became strained due to Elon's growing work commitments and demanding personality. In 2008, after 8 years of marriage, Justine and Elon divorced. Shortly after his divorce from Justine, Elon met Tallulah Riley, a British actress. Their relationship was full of dramatic twists and turns. They married in 2010, but their marriage was short-lived, leading to a divorce in 2012. However, just a year later, they remarried in 2013, only to divorce once again in 2016. Their on-again, off-again relationship was widely covered in the media, adding to Elon's reputation as a man whose personal life was as unpredictable as his business ventures. In 2018, Elon began dating Grimes, real name Claire Boucher, an experimental musician and artist known for her futuristic and avant-garde style. Their relationship fascinated the public, as both Elon and Grimes were seen as highly unconventional thinkers with unique perspectives on technology, art, and the future. In 2020, they welcomed their first child together, a son with a highly unusual name, XAA12 Musk, later simplified to X. The name, inspired by Grimes's love of science fiction and Elon's passion for aerospace, sparked endless debates and jokes online. In 2022, they had a second child, Exa Dark Sideral Musk, nicknamed Y, through a surrogate. However, by that time their relationship had become more complicated, and they eventually separated. Elon's personal life became even more complicated when it was revealed that he had secretly fathered twins in 2021 with Sivan Zilis, an executive at his company, Neuralink. This brought the total number of his children to 10, a fact that Elon himself has acknowledged in interviews. He has often spoken about his belief that declining birth rates could be a major problem for the future of humanity, and he has expressed a strong commitment to raising his children with curiosity, intelligence, and a sense of purpose. Despite his wealth and influence, Elon's approach to fatherhood is unconventional. Instead of enrolling his children in traditional schools, he created a private experimental school called Ad Astra, later known as X Academy, which focuses on problem-solving, creativity, and hands-on learning rather than memorization and standardized testing. He has said that he wants his children to think critically and challenge existing ideas rather than simply follow traditional education systems. Elon's relationships, like his businesses, have been marked by both triumphs and failures. He has openly admitted that maintaining personal connections is difficult for him due to his intense work schedule. His commitment to his companies often means working 80 to 100 hours a week, leaving little time for social life. While some admire his dedication, others criticize him for being emotionally distant in his personal relationships. Throughout all of his romantic and personal challenges, Elon has remained focused on his larger mission, advancing technology and pushing the boundaries of human potential. Despite multiple divorces, intense media scrutiny, and the pressures of being one of the most famous people in the world, he continues to move forward, balancing his personal struggles with his ambitions to shape the future, colonizing Mars. For most people, the idea of humans living on Mars sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, but for Elon Musk, it is a very real and urgent mission. He believes that humanity must become a multiplanetary species to ensure its long-term survival. Earth, despite its beauty, is vulnerable to existential threats such as asteroid impacts, climate change, nuclear war, or even unforeseen disasters. To prevent the extinction of human civilization, Elon has set his sights on the Red Planet as the next home for mankind. His vision is not just about visiting Mars, it's about building an entire city where millions of people can live and thrive. In his mind, Mars should not be a temporary research station, but a permanent settlement, fully equipped with homes, schools, farms, and industries. To achieve this, he has dedicated SpaceX to developing Starship, a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying both cargo and humans to Mars. Unlike previous space missions, which cost billions of dollars and required governments to fund them, Elon wants to make space travel affordable, allowing ordinary people to buy tickets to Mars in the future. However, turning this dream into reality has not been easy. The technology required to send large numbers of people to Mars does not yet exist in a fully functional form. Building a sustainable colony means solving challenges such as radiation exposure, extreme temperatures, food production, oxygen supply, and water sourcing. SpaceX engineers have been working tirelessly to design solutions for these problems, including developing closed-loop life support systems, energy-efficient habitats, and advanced propulsion systems for interplanetary travel. Despite numerous challenges, SpaceX has made significant progress. The Starship project, which is the backbone of Elon's Mars vision, has undergone multiple test launches. While early prototypes exploded during landing attempts, each failure provided valuable data that improved the design. By 2023, SpaceX successfully launched Starship on a historic test flight, proving that the technology to reach Mars was closer than ever before. Elon has predicted that humans could land on Mars within the next decade, with the first settlers arriving in the mid-2030s if progress continues at its current pace. Elon's vision for a Martian colony includes a city that will be self-sustaining, meaning that it will not rely on Earth for constant supplies. He envisions using solar energy, underground water sources, and hydroponic farms to provide food and resources for settlers. The first few missions will likely focus on sending robots and cargo ships to prepare infrastructure, such as oxygen, generators, landing pads, and pressurized habitats. Once the basic foundation is set, the first human settlers will follow. Critics argue that colonizing Mars is unrealistic and that resources should be focused on fixing problems on Earth instead. However, Elon strongly disagrees. He believes that space exploration and sustainability on Earth are not mutually exclusive. In fact, he argues that pushing technological boundaries in space will also lead to advancements that benefit Earth, such as clean energy, robotics, and artificial intelligence. To him, securing a second home for humanity is a necessary backup plan, ensuring that civilization continues regardless of what happens to Earth. For Elon Musk, going to Mars is not just about exploration. It is about securing the future of the human race. He often speaks about a time when children will grow up dreaming of becoming Martians, just as previous generations dreamed of becoming astronauts, His goal is to make space travel as normal as air travel, where people can move between planets, just as they move between countries today. While skeptics doubt whether his vision will come true in his lifetime, Elon remains relentlessly optimistic, pushing forward with the belief that humanity's greatest adventure is still ahead. Philosophy and legacy. Elon Musk's life has been driven by a unique philosophy, one centered on relentless ambition, problem-solving, and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Unlike traditional entrepreneurs who focus on making profits, Elon is more interested in solving humanity's biggest challenges. Whether it's transitioning the world to sustainable energy, making space travel affordable, or advancing artificial intelligence, his ultimate goal has always been to improve the future of civilization. He does not believe in following existing paths. He creates new ones. One of Elon's most defining traits is his willingness to take risks. Throughout his career, he has repeatedly bet his entire fortune on projects that many people thought were doomed to fail. When Tesla and SpaceX were both struggling in 2008, he could have saved his money and walked away. But instead, he invested everything he had. His belief is simple. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. This mindset has allowed him to achieve things that experts once thought were impossible. Elon also embraces failure as a learning tool. Unlike many business leaders who fear making mistakes, he sees failure as an essential part of innovation. SpaceX, for example, experienced multiple rocket failures before achieving its first successful launch. Instead of being discouraged, Elon and his team used every failed attempt as an opportunity to improve. He has famously said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." This approach has led to breakthroughs in industries ranging from space exploration to electric vehicles. Another key part of Elon's philosophy is his long-term thinking. While most businesses focus on short-term profits, Elon is focused on what will happen 50 to 100 years from now. He often warns about existential threats to humanity, such as climate change, artificial intelligence, and asteroid impacts. His companies are designed to address these threats. Tesla is reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Neuralink is preparing for the future of human-AI interaction, and SpaceX is working toward interplanetary survival. Unlike many CEOs, he is not driven by money, often saying that he cares more about impact than wealth. Despite his success, Elon Musk is a highly controversial figure. Some admire his brilliance, work ethic, and vision, while others criticize his bold statements, unpredictable behavior, and risky decisions. His use of Twitter, now X, has often sparked debates, with some of his tweets affecting Tesla's stock price or leading to legal trouble. His outspoken personality has made him both a hero and a villain, depending on who you ask. However, even his harshest critics cannot deny the profound impact he has had on technology and industry. Elon's legacy is already visible in multiple fields. He has revolutionized the automotive industry with Tesla, making electric cars mainstream. He has disrupted the space industry with SpaceX, proving that private companies can explore beyond Earth. He has introduced new ideas in renewable energy, AI, and transportation, inspiring millions to think beyond traditional limitations. His companies have not only changed industries, but have also influenced governments, pushing them toward cleaner energy policies and advanced space exploration. At the core of Elon Musk's philosophy is a simple but powerful belief: humanity must dream bigger. He often encourages people to take risks, embrace failure, and work on things that truly matter. Whether or not he succeeds in colonizing Mars or achieving full AI integration, his influence will last for generations. He has proven that one person, armed with vision and determination, can change the world. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more inspiring and valuable content. Key vocabulary repeated throughout. Ambition, a strong desire to achieve something. Great, especially requiring determination and hard work. Innovation, the introduction of new ideas, methods, or inventions that improve on existing systems. Resilience, the ability to recover from difficulties, stress, or failure without giving up. Entrepreneur, a person who starts and manages a business, often taking financial risks to do so. Colonize, to establish a settlement or community in a new area, especially referring to space in this context. Visionary, someone who has original ideas about what the future could be like and works toward making them real. Sustainable, capable of being continued with minimal long-term effects on the environment or resources. Risk, the possibility of loss, failure, or danger, especially in business or innovation. Persistence, the quality of continuing to try or work hard even when facing challenges or delays. Failure, the state of not achieving a desired goal, often seen as part of the learning process in this story. Critic, a person who expresses disapproval or questions someone's actions, often appearing in the public view of Elon. Legacy, something that a person leaves behind to be remembered by, often related to contributions or influence. Technology, tools, machines, or systems used to solve problems or improve human life. Bullying, aggressive behavior meant to hurt or intimidate someone weaker or vulnerable. Innovation-driven, a mindset or approach focused on creating new and better solutions rather than following tradition. Multiplanetary, relating to the concept of humans living on more than one planet. Revolutionize, to completely change something in a way that is new and improves it significantly. Motivation, the internal drive or reason that pushes someone to act or achieve goals. Criticism, the expression of disapproval or pointing out faults, often faced by public figures like Elon. Transformation, a significant change in form, structure, or appearance used both in personal growth and technological change.